are tuned in to the NUC NFL Draft Bible Players Spotlight Show.
Steps up, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted by Grugier-Hill. Take handoff, he's back, being pressured, being sacked. Kamu Grugier-Hill's got him at the 32. Kamu Grugier-Hill knocked it loose. Eastern's got it. Grugier-Hill forced the fumble. Deontay Jackson has the recovery.
Welcome back to the NUC NFL Draft Bibles Players Spotlight Show. I am your host, Chris Shanafel, and as always, we are presented by the College Gridiron Showcase. To nominate a player for the third annual College Gridiron Showcase and Symposium, log on to cgsallstar.com. The College Gridiron Showcase, it's not where you play, it's how you play. And as you guys could tell by that last soundbite right there, joining the Player Spotlight Show now is probably one of the more underrated prospects in the 2016 NFL Draft. He's Kamu Grugier-Hill out of Eastern Illinois University, making the transition from outside linebacker to safety. And we appreciate you taking some time to join the show this evening, Kamu. How's the pre-draft process treating you as we're now just days away from the start of the 2016 NFL Draft?
Hey, no problem. It's good to be on the show, and the experience has been definitely good. I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's definitely a lot of different things, and it got me kind of going all over the place. But I'm definitely enjoying it, no doubt. It's been a lot of fun.
I seen you about a month or so back at the Northwestern Pro Day, and you really from really all the other prospects there that were participating in that pro day. You clocked a 4.4 40-yard dash, a 6.89 3-cone. You leaped 38.5 inches in the vertical and 10 feet 9 inches in the broad jump. Of course, also 15 reps of 225 pounds on the bench press. Who helped you put those eye-opening numbers up? I mean, where have you been training at, and were those the numbers that you kind of expected to put up?
I've been up in Chicago up at EFC. We got these three trainers, Kerry Neal, Lanny Cox, and Pete Houlihan. And Pete's actually a former teammate of mine. But they really got me right over there, and I wouldn't have asked for anything different. Coming in, I didn't really know what to expect. I never really was timed in a 40 before, to be honest, except in high school. So the whole process was awesome, and they really know what they're doing. So.
Yeah, EFT Chicago. I know a lot of guys that are training up there. Whether they're prospects ready to make the next jump to the NFL, or already NFL veterans that go there in the off season. It's obviously a great facility. And you mentioned Pete Houlihan. I believe he was your teammate there for your first 2, maybe 3 years there at Eastern Illinois. I remember seeing, I believe, number 31 running around there on that defense. What has that feedback been like, though, since your pro day, since that Northwestern Pro Day? What exactly has the feedback been like? Have you been able to chat with any teams, any scouts? I mean, what are the vibe that you're getting from these teams?
Yeah, it's kind of taken off a little bit since then. I've been on 4 visits. I've been to Oakland, Kansas City, New York Giants, and Arizona. I was actually supposed to get flown out to Patriots and the Rams after those. But those teams got my medical, so they didn't think a visit was needed anymore. And then I've had a couple workouts. Some scouts, some teams wanted to come work me out after that pro day, so get a little extra feel for me. I mean, it's been a lot more. It's a lot has changed. Definitely, I'd say that. I don't think we were expecting as much, just because coming from a smaller school with and the position change, but I'm ready for everything. So.
And being from Eastern Illinois, Kamu, I mean, I've been able to watch over the last couple of years, and obviously there's no doubt you've been one of the best players on that defense. Are you the best player on that Eastern Illinois Panthers defense? How do you think the NFL teams are looking at your skill set, though? I mean, playing outside linebacker in college, I mean, do you think teams may want to use you similarly to how the Arizona Cardinals use, Dayon Buchanan as a rover in the box and essentially a hybrid safety / linebacker, or do you think teams may want to use you more as a traditional safety at the next level?
It's a little bit of everything. A lot of teams are really looking at me at kind of linebacker, because obviously that's what I've been doing in my college career, and that's what I feel the most comfortable with. That's what I excel the most at. But at the same time, there's some other teams that have some interest in maybe that Cam Chancellor position, that roll down safety. And then there are some teams that really feel like, I can run fast enough and I can play the ball enough to be a traditional safety, playing 20 to 30 yards back. So, it's kind of a little bit of everything.
Hey, and I'm sure you're perfectly fine with that. It's certainly great to hear that the interest is there. Again, he's the 2016 NFL draft prospect. Kamu Grugier-Hill, the outside linebacker turned safety out of Eastern Illinois University, joining us here on the NUC NFL Draft Bible Player Spotlight Show presented by the College Gridiron Showcase. And Kamu, for those who don't know, I mean, you're from Hawaii. How in the world did you land at Eastern Illinois coming out of high school? I know EIU has quite a few guys from Hawaii there playing for the Panthers.
Yeah. Actually, I get that question a lot. But Dino Babers, he's now the head coach at Syracuse. Anyway, he played at University of Hawaii, and he kind of has some connections out there. So he came out and saw me, and he offered one of my teammates in high school before me, actually. So me and one of my best friends actually we both came the same year at Eastern, and Coach Dino Babers. I give everything to him because he really took a gamble on me. I was new to the game, started mostly my junior year, and so made my way out to Illinois.
And it's cool to see a guy like Dino Babers kind of work his way up. I believe a coordinator at Baylor, obviously made his step there at Eastern Illinois, Bowling Green, and now recently the new head coach over at Syracuse. And Kamu, you've been a full-time starter, on the Eastern Illinois Panthers defense over the last 2 years. And you're named first-team All-OVC both of those years. You were the team's leading tackler in 2014, and this past season as a senior, you reeled in a career-high 16.5 tackles for loss and 6.5 sacks. I mean, you were really all over the field, and that's on defense. Even in your tape, you make it a point to show your ability on special team. And I'll tell you what, that 4.4 40 really does translate onto the field. And of course, that closing speed, very impressive as well. If you could give yourself a brief scouting report, what would you say is your biggest strength, and what is one thing you feel that you need to improve on?
Definitely number one, first and foremost, I think I can come in any program right now and excel in special teams and be a game changer for any team, for special teams. I help a team win more games on special teams alone, I think, right now. For those teams that are looking at me at that hybrid linebacker, that's just another bonus for me. That's something I've been comfortable with. That's something that's my playmaking abilities right down there in those boxes, in those trenches. So, and maybe, if the teams are looking at me at safety, maybe I wouldn't say a weakness, but, just a little something I'll have to need some reps at and get comfortable with is playing that deep half again and getting comfortable in my back pedal again. So, it's going to be interesting, but whatever it goes, I'm ready.
Sounds great. Let's say you're able to recommend one game over the past 4 years to an NFL scout to go back and check out. What game would you suggest?
I'd probably say the last one, Northern Iowa, was a good one, definitely. Definitely, I'd go down. If we're going off just off regular base plays, it's probably down. If we're going special teams, I'd have to go Illinois State.
Okay. All right, sounds good. Yeah, and you mentioned that Northern Iowa game. I mean, doesn't get much better than that. FCS playoffs. It's your final game. I mean, you certainly left it all out on the field. It sure sounds like, and I know I caught bits and pieces of that game. I'll certainly have to go back and check that one out myself. Obviously, you've played with a ton of talent there at Eastern Illinois. Jimmy Garoppolo, Eric Laura, Dino Fonte. But teammates aside, Kamu, who would you say is, one or two of the best players that you've played against over the past 4 years? Is there anybody specific that you knew heading into that week, heading into that Saturday, you had to bring your A game?
Well, obviously, I'm going to have to go with number one is going to be my teammate, Jimmy Garoppolo. He's obviously going to be we just found out today, a new starter for the Patriots, so for the first 4 games. So, a lot. Me and him, he's been helping me a lot through this process, too. So, thanks to him. But aside of him, we had some good players in the FCS for sure. Terrence West against Towson when he played at Towson. Minnesota when we played their running back Cobb. There's definitely been a decent amount of players that I played against. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and like you said, I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo, it sure looks like he'll be the day one starter for the New England Patriots. Of course, we'll continue and watch how all of that, comes out as we get closer and closer to the season. Once again, we're chatting with the two-time All-Ohio Valley Conference linebacker, safety, defensive back, Kamu Grugier-Hill, here on the NUC NFL Draft Bible Player Spotlight Show presented by the College Gridiron Showcase. And, Kamu, just a couple more questions for you, and then we'll let you go. Really do appreciate time this afternoon. But I got to ask, I mean, being from a smaller school in Eastern Illinois, you've seen guys get an opportunity at the next level. But when did it become more clear to you that a professional football career may be in your future? I mean, I'm sure it's always been the dream, but when did you realize that you had a legit shot at making football your job?
When I kind of was hitting me a little bit when I was starting to have those scouts show up at practices and games and stuff, and it really started hitting me in this right after that pro day when I started to take those vids and stuff. So, now it's just now I got that confidence and now I'm ready to roll. So whatever team, and I do want to add that I do think, just because we're from a smaller school and all that kind of stuff, but I think I'm one of the most underrated players in the draft. So
and
I'm ready
I
for the
would
draft.
certainly. Yeah, I would certainly agree with you there. I mean, in the end, it's all about how you could play. I mean, you could certainly turn on your film and notice that, an NFL future is certainly there for you. And we're only, 3 days away from the start of the 2016 NFL draft. So we're certainly looking forward to seeing where you do land. Is there a current or former NFL player that you've tried to model your game after? I mean, we've mentioned, Cam Chancellor, Dayon Buchanan. Have you tried taking bits and pieces of their game and added onto your own?
To be honest, I didn't know much about the Dayon Buchanan. I knew a little bit about him, just obviously from watching games. I didn't really study his film too much or anything like that. But to be honest, no. I kind of, one person definitely I always look up to ever since high school was, the Honey Badger himself. So, I kind of just his playmaking ability. I tried to, just the speed on the field, everything. But I kind of try and have my own kind of play and just be my own person. So, yeah.
And I think we see that when you turn on the film, and now you're obviously making this transition to a newer position. Final question for you: why should an NFL GM, let's say we got all 32 of them listening to this very interview, why should they want this linebacker safety out of Eastern Illinois, Kamu Grugier-Hill, a part of their team?
Well, like I said a little earlier, first and foremost, special teams. I'll come in immediately and be an impact player on special teams, no doubt. And Number two, I truly feel like I'm one of the most underrated players, and if you put me in the right program with right coaches and a good program, I think I could be just as successful as anyone on the field. So, yeah.
I like it, man. Hey, we appreciate you taking some time this afternoon, man. We appreciate you taking some time, and we're really looking forward to seeing where you land, man. You're really fun to watch at Eastern Illinois, and I know it's going to be a heck of a lot of fun watching you in the NFL. All the best.
All right, thank you very much. Thanks for having me. I'll talk to you soon.
There he goes, Kamu Grugier-Hill, the outside linebacker turned defensive back, and like he said, he's really looking forward to making a name on special teams right away. He knows he's going to be a late-round draft prospect, maybe an undrafted free agent, and here we are just 3 days away from the start of the 2016 NFL draft that'll be going down right down the street here at the Roosevelt Auditorium in the heart and soul of the city of Chicago. And, keep an eye on this name, Kamu Grugier-Hill, Eastern Illinois. Really looking forward to seeing where he lands, because this is a guy that when you turn on his film, he played outside linebacker there at Eastern Illinois, and you could turn on his highlight film right now, and you see that not only does he show that he's very productive there at outside linebacker and able to play at a high level there at outside linebacker on defense, but on special teams, he brings it. And obviously, as a smaller school guy, as a guy that's going to be, having that label as a small school guy, and a little bit undersized at outside linebacker, which is why he'll be a defensive back at the next level, he absolutely needs to have a huge impact on special teams, and he knows that, and I think he's absolutely going to bring it. This is going to be a name that we're going to probably be hearing some buzz around, training camp, rookie mini camp, and I could see this guy being on a 53-man roster come August, come September of the NFL season. So that'll probably be our final prospect interview of the season, and I think we ended it with a great one. So again, special thanks to Kamu Grugier-Hill of Eastern Illinois. Of course, the NUC NFL Draft Bible Player Spotlight Show is presented by the College Gridiron Showcase. To nominate a player for the 3rd Annual College Gridiron Showcase and Symposium, log on to cgsallstar.com. Stay tuned for our 2017 College Gridiron Showcase watch list presented by the NUC NFL Draft Bible, which was posted immediately following the 2016 NFL Draft. Follow College Gridiron Showcase on Twitter at CGS All-Star. The College Gridiron Showcase. It's not where you play, it's how you play.